4%. So will other interest rates, like the ones on car loans, for example, start coming down? And if so, what's the impact? Let's ask Tom Maoli, who's back with us, the owner of Celebrity Motor Car Company. It's always good to see you, Tom. I said before the break, does this mean Tom and people like him are going to sell more cars? What's the impact?
Well, listen, it's a small impact. I mean, while it seems a lot, we have a long way to go. 25 basis point and interest rate cut is probably about $20 on a car payment of $40,000 financing. So it's not really a lot. It didn't move the needle a lot. What has to happen is these tariffs are really what's killing the auto industry and consumers and the cost of the cars. And, ultimately, these tariffs are getting passed on to the consumers. It rolls downhill. The manufacturer, even if the parts come from all over the world and there's tariffs on them, and then they assemble these cars and they have to pay tariffs, and then it comes down to the dealerships. And, manufacturers are eating some of them, but it's starting to roll through. And, a quarter of a basis point is not going to change it. We'd have to move down to about 4% to make any kind of real impact to you save $50, $60, $70 a month on a car payment to offset those tariffs.
Now, I thought you had a friend in the New Jersey area, so maybe next time you have a tea time in Bedminster, it sounds like maybe there's a conversation to be had. Tom, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, yeah, absolutely. Listen, he knows what he's doing. I think he's doing a great job with the tariffs. Although I think in the auto industry, we really have to consider it and think about it because it's impacting transportation. And, at the end of the day, if people aren't buying cars, they're going to fix them. And those parts have tariffs on them. So it's costing consumers a lot more money. I think, on the auto industry, it has to be reconsidered. I think it works in many other industries, and I think it's a brilliant move. But in transportation, you can't stop transportation. People have to get to go to work. They have to get their kids to school. They have to get around to the grocery stores. And right now, it's costing a lot more money to do that.
What else are you seeing out there? Like when we were talking about interest rates, it was interesting, if you hear the Fed chairman talk about it at least, and others too, to say the balance is between inflation and jobs, right? So for someone like you who owns businesses, what's the job market like, A? And B, I have kind of a somewhat random question to ask you, but we're going to talk coming up about these ICE raids out in Chicago, and we're covering them in other cities. I've started to hear from some business owners that, some people either out of fear or whatever, maybe are not showing up for work, or that this story, immigration, could have an impact on the labor market in this country in a number of different ways. What would you say?
Listen, I think you're seeing some of that in every industry across the country. I think you have some of that in the automobile industry. In the higher luxury, I don't think you have that because most of the technicians and the salespeople are trained. In the lower end, I think you're going to see some of that, especially in the domestics, Ford, Chrysler. You may have some immigration issues that go on in dealerships that, people are not showing up to work because they're afraid. On the other side, regarding hiring, I think most people right now are tapping the brakes on anything. They're not hiring. Businesses are not hiring. Consumers are not spending. Housing market is frozen. We still have to get these interest rates down. And that's why the president is pushing for what he's pushing for. Okay. He wants to get these interest rates down. He's trying to get the Fed to move. And if he can get them down back under 5%, this economy will get moving again.
All right, I'm going to run to the White House for a moment. Tom, thank you. Tom Maoli, as always. The president's